All right, Jerry Mason, Kickin Lawyer. We're here for another Law Talk. Thank you guys for taking the time, of course, out of your day to join us. As always, I'm asking that you like, follow, and subscribe to the content. We're available on all podcast platforms, all social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you like to get your social media. And then, of course, I want to remind you, if you don't know who she is, please check out Michelle Allen. She's a longtime sponsor of our show, and if you're going to buy, sell, rent, lease real estate, or just you want general information about the community, she's a really good resource for that. She's a good community leader. And then, of course, we've had Mason's High Octane Martial Arts since 1993. We have 2 locations, one in Covington, one in Millington. If you would like to learn to kick people in the face, just visit masonsmartialarts.com, and we will assist you. And then another business is Jam Books and Records. Is located on the square here in Covington. We have books, records, signed memorabilia, and comic books. So make sure you check us out. We're excited because we got the Heritage Festival coming up. Showcase that. And then Holistic Healthcare and Hormones. Visit holistichealthhormones.com. Dr. Laura and Madeline, we're glad to help you on the road to health. And then if you want help with social media marketing, video editing, commercials, all that stuff, just visit masonitemarketing.com. And joining me today is Mr. Matt Boone, who I think has an upcoming event at the Ruffin, right?
Sure.
Amongst other things that you got going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't you tell everybody like who you are, what you do, all that kind of stuff. And then we can start. I'm real bad about forgetting to have you tell people where to find you. So tell them where they can find out information about you too up front.
All right, my name is Matt Boone. You can learn more at mattboonemusic.com. It's our official website, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that great stuff.
Good.
Got a show coming up at the Ruffin right here in Covington, October the 18th with country music singer Buddy Jewell. We're excited about that, so y'all be sure to come on out and support it.
What day was that?
October the 18th.
The 18th. Okay, cool. Yeah. And this is going to go up...
not next week, the week after.
So it'll be before it. Okay, cool. So you guys got notice. You can go check out Matt up at the Ruffin Theater. So are you from around here?
I'm from Ripley originally, yes.
From Ripley. We won't hold it against you.
Don't hold it against me.
Side note, I always tell people from Ripley this. We always joke about Ripley, Covington thing. But Lauderdale County used to be part of Tipton County. It used to be, I don't know if you know that, but Tipton County was this giant county.
Wow.
And then that's why the county seats, usually in the middle of the county. But in Tipton County, it's the north end of the county. It's because Covington was the center when you had all of Lauderdale and everything in it. So anyway, I guess we got all of our nice, smart people in Lauderdale.
I don't know about that.
So you've been doing music long?
Man, I've been at it for 37 years. I'm 42 years old. I started when I was 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
So were you singing instruments?
I started out singing, actually, and my first guitar, man, was a piece of cardboard with crayon strings on it, man.
Nice.
I made my first guitar, man, and drew it out, and my dad's like, well, I guess I better just get out and buy this kid a guitar because he's just going to drive me crazy if I don't. So I go around the house with my little cardboard guitar, and just...
Nice. Well, I know the Buddy guy's country music, right?
Yes.
Is that what you do also?
Yeah. Yeah. Buddy, actually, getting on the subject of Buddy, he won the TV show Nashville Star.
Well, I knew his name was familiar to me.
Back when Miranda Lambert and all them kind of come out, he was on the show with her, and they were kind of in there together. And now they're both big stars. So.
Yeah, great.
Pretty
Well,
cool.
it's nice that he's going to come here. How'd you get hooked up to open with him or be on the card with him?
Through the Josie Music Awards. My wife owns an independent music award show that's held at the Grand Ole Opry House every year in Nashville. So we kind of have ties with different artists and whatnot, and kind of hooked me up with that. So very exciting.
Cool. Have you done an album or anything yet? Or
man, I've got a couple CDs out right now. Amazon Music, iTunes, all that good stuff. We are working on some new music right now.
Is it original stuff? Or are you covering? Do you do covers too?
Yeah, I do all of it. Yeah.
Who would you say you're most like in the way your music is, or are you a unique anomaly on your own?
Man, I would like to think so. Some of my bigger influences were like Brooks and Dunn, George Strait, a lot of the 90s country stuff.
Yeah.
Back when it was good.
Yeah, no, it's funny you say that, though, because I remember even then, some of the, like my grandfather, he liked like George Jones and Conway Twitty and even older, back before that. And then he would say similar stuff about that era that our age group would be like, this is the good times.
I'm a big guy, man. I build my lifestyle on like lyrics and stuff like that. When I listen to like music, I like to take something in from the lyrics in a song. And today's music, I just don't feel like I get that.
I agree with what's mainstream popular. There are some artists, and I mean the internet to some degree has helped and hurt this because it's just so much out there. But I try to listen to just random stuff. And sometimes I'll pop across something that's unique,
That's
rare,
awesome.
you know, and then sometimes it's actually pretty good. It's a kind of a throwback. And I like that throwback. You know, you had like the country western where they were sort of telling a story, but it's like country. And then you went through sort of the outlaw country, and then you got into the 90s stuff that was a little pop influence, but they still told the story. And then I agree with you, but I wonder if it's an age thing, like because
I guess, man, it's like changed so much over the years. You can just see it, man. Like even in the venues and stuff that we play at, you can just see the difference. You know?
Well, like some of them don't even look. It shouldn't be, I guess, what you look like. But they don't look like country stars, you know?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
They look like a pop star.
Yeah.
Somehow. Is there any of the current stuff that you like?
Man, I like Cody Johnson, Justin Moore. Let's see, we cover a lot of like Luke Combs, stuff like that. Yeah.
So, you familiar? I'm sure you are. Are you familiar with Billy Strings and some of that like bluegrassy?
Oh, yeah.
So I like those guys. And so my son is Austin Mason. I don't know if you've run into him around here. So he's got a band, NA the band, and then my other son Jude is the bass player. And then Austin's buddy Noah Smith, who's also big with music around here, they're in the band. Anyway, they're real musical. Had a guitar shop over here for a long time, and so a lot of what I learned and have done through music was trying to either promote them or being in, because they're all about not the mainstream stuff. You know, they want what they're into.
Yeah.
And then like, so I ask you like what your genre is, because their band, it's kind of hard to shoehorn them because they're kind of R&B, kind of bluegrassy. It's kind of a mix. It's definitely not pop.
They got their own original style. That's great.
Yeah, it's definitely different. You know who Alan Stone is?
I know.
You should check him out. Even though he's not country, he's a super talented. His lyrically, he's very talented. And then when he performs, he has like a classical band.
Is he from like Cody?
No, he's from. I think he's from like Washington State.
Oh, okay.
He's
Definitely.
actually pretty popular. He performed in a commercial a few years ago that was on the Super Bowl. But what's crazy to me is in this area, because so my deal is in this area. I kind of got into the music scene two ways. One, I used to be on the board at the Ruffin. So when we were doing during COVID, the Ruffin almost shut down because
That's everywhere.
Yeah, it was terrible. So I organized a Save the Ruffin show, which was 12 hours of music, constant, continuous music. People paid one fee, come and go, whatever, to try to save the Ruffin. And so I had to start organizing these groups. And so that was sort of my first step into the local music, because I'm not a musician, but I'm good at running my mouth. I'm a good marketing guy, so I'm good at promoting businesses and other people. Anyway, so then I opened the Cellar restaurant with some other friends and business partners. I eventually sold out of that, but while I was there, I ran all the events, and so we would have regular, we'd have trivia and stuff like that. But I also organized the music acts and wanted to have music on Friday and Saturday. So again, I started to know a lot of the local musicians, bring them in, started to learn how it worked and whether they got paid for gigs, how long they would do, who was doing this, the kind of music, all that kind of stuff. And so that, and then my boys band, NA the band, because I have a background in promotion and all that, I decided to sort of manage them and sort of pushing them into different venues. And so then I started to learn how the different venues worked, how you get into this place. I said all that to say this. In all that experience locally, at least, I was shocked at how many talented musicians are around here.
A lot of talent
and they don't
in general. Yeah.
They don't have exposure. Like people don't even know who they are. I don't know about you yet. We can talk about this. I talked about this with Chris Ragsdale on the last podcast I had, because he's a great musician too.
We actually just played together.
Oh, did you?
Chris, yeah, he's a great guy.
He is a great guy, and he's done pretty good getting him a little social media following. Mm-hmm. But what we were talking about is, he said he always asks musicians this, and so I ask you this question, and I'll shut up. You can answer. So he said he divided it into, you've got like writing, music writing, being a songwriter, song performer, maybe musician as far as instruments, and then the business side, like everything else, the promotions. So he said if you divide that on 100%, where are the percentages for you? Like where are your strengths at? Where are you weak at?
So where am I weak at? I like to say I'm a pretty decent songwriter. I had a song that went to the first ballot of the Grammys in 21 called Main Street Heaven. That was a pretty good song. But it's hard to write songs like that. I wrote that from a personal standpoint, but I enjoy writing. One of my weaker points is probably booking. I have to usually get a little help with that from management or whatever, booking agents or whatever. I'm just not, I'm more like a crowd fan kind of person. the business end's probably where I lack at. The business
Well, and what he and I discussed is the vast majority of talented musicians, that's how it is. They're so good at the art and the craft of it, they kind of get lost in the shuffle of everything. Hey, do you know Lynn Jones?
Name sounds familiar, yeah.
So he's been on my podcast a couple times. He's a local guy. He recorded some albums back in like the late 70s, early 80s. He is probably the greatest harmonica player that ever lived. Maybe ever lived. He's awesome, right?
I'm gonna check some of these guys out. Man.
You got to. And but Glenn, if you don't know it, he does sign work around town, right? So he's the local sign guy.
Okay.
Makes signs, paints signs by hand. Very talented guy. Most humble dude you'd ever met. You know, no, never asked for money to do shows or whatever. But super talented. You know.
Yeah.
And it just dumbfounds me how there's that disconnect. Anyway, part of why I brought it up is when Chris and I were talking. I was talking about how at one point I had a real bad opinion of like the Colonel that took care of Elvis and all these managers. But sometimes I think the folks that are super talented need somebody to help push them, you know? So maybe they have a place in it. I don't know.
Yeah. That plays a big key in it.
Yeah,
If you got somebody to help talk to people and, get your gigs and do the business aspect of it's great. So.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned a second ago, you said you're good at songwriting, but it's kind of personal for you. Do you find it difficult to just write, or does it have to be kind of influenced by some emotional thing that's developed so you can...
For me, yeah, that's my writing aspect is I like to write personal things that have actually happened. That I can relate to, that I know other people can relate to. Like songs like that, lyrics, build around that. And
built around things you've experienced or like emotional things?
All of it. Really?
Of it. So you find it's easier if there's something that's like heavily emotional?
Oh, man, it's much easier. Like I said, that song Main Street Heaven, I sat down and wrote that in 30 minutes, and I wrote it when I lost my dad back in 20.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. We lost, so Josh is my brother.
Yeah.
And we lost our dad a couple of years ago, and yeah, that's a rough thing.
It's a rough time, man. When you go through something like that, man, you're just kind of at a standstill. I almost give up music during that time. I sat down for about 4 years. I didn't play at all. I just kind of lost myself.
Yeah. Well, that's hard. I mean, I don't think people, no matter how old you are, I think losing your parent is always difficult, especially if you had a good relationship. And I can tell you probably had a great father.
Awesome.
And Josh and I struggled with that and still do. We were just talking the other day that sometimes I'll just drive down the road and I'll be like, I'm going to let Daddy know or ask Daddy about it. And he ain't there to call. It's sad. So, yeah.
All you can do, man, is just pray and try to talk to him. That's, get to that point, man, where you want to pick up the phone. And like you said, man, they're not there anymore. So.
Well, and I hope that people realize it's they say that youth is lost on the young. I think sometimes they don't realize how lucky they are when the people are right there. It's so convenient, and then the next thing you know, they're
never take for granted one day that you can spend time with your folks and just love on them and be there for them.
Well, talking about the songwriting, are there any songs? I have one I was going to bring up to see what you think about it. That like you listen to regularly that sort of like tell a story, or it's like your regular kind of mantra or whatever.
Cody Johnson has a new song out right now that I like. I really can't think of the name of it. I listen to it all the time though. It talks about selling out, like America's selling out, and the lyrics are so strong. It talks about small town America, kind of like Covington, where small town businesses are being forced to sell out, and this guy stood his ground. He didn't sell his farm, he didn't sell his home place, and he just stayed there. I like stuff like that. That's my go-to.
I like the mention on small businesses because I have several. But what is a little frustrating sometimes is a lot of people will say they support small businesses, but yet, like, I have a local bookstore, and then they'll go buy it on Amazon or go somewhere else and I can't stay open, Right. And they'll be like, we need a bookstore, you get one, and then I just remind people, support the local businesses.
It's the same way with local music, too, man. We see this a lot, especially, like, in the Jackson area that we play in. Of course, we've done touring, we played everywhere, but Jackson's get to be that way where they get the same musicians, the same circle, the same people coming in, and they won't take on like new talent. When they do, people just don't seem to get out and support. Like we've noticed, we go to Kentucky, like we did a show in Kentucky Saturday night with Rodney Atkins. It was great. We had like maybe 4,000 people there. It was awesome.
Nice.
People were just amazing. But you go to like Jackson or something, the music scene is kind of mellow. People just don't like flock to it. I guess because it's so saturated, so many people there. If you go to Mississippi or Arkansas or something like that, it's the same way, But for some reason, West Tennessee is lacking in supporting local music.
Well, and you may have hit something on the head there. It could be. So I'll give you an example. We own a couple martial arts schools, and that's the business I've had the longest. I bought the business. I was doing martial arts my whole life, and then I bought it when I was 20. So I've had it forever. It's been open like 37 years. But what I found interesting is, and I competed on the international level. Like I was a U.S. Taekwondo team member. I've been to North Korea, I've been to South Korea, China, all over, competing against these people, and like won all these titles and fought professionally, all this stuff. Not to brag about it, that's how I'm Kickin lawyer. But what I found was interesting is people would not, they just didn't know it was special. Right. They were like, it's Covington, it's a karate teacher, and didn't realize I was like an elite level martial artist in the whole world. Right now, I'm the coach for the U.S. Taekwondo team, and people are just like, My point is, like, they get so used to that, take it for granted, and don't realize, man, you need to take advantage of this. And my point was, in the music realm, I think here again, even our little community, we've got so many very talented musicians that play locally a lot, and people take it for granted. They're like, oh well, they're here. So, and I agree, you need to support those local musicians if you can.
Yep. And back to what you just said, back to my song Main Street Heaven, got nominated for a Grammy, first ballot at a Grammy, small town Lauderdale County kid,
that's awesome.
With a Grammy, man, like a Grammy nomination on the first ballot, man, was great, and people just overlook stuff like that.
So educate me on that a little bit, and you don't have to give me numbers, obviously. But like how you write the song, and then I guess some artist picked it up or something, or
no, it's never been picked up.
So it was just your song, just but it got nominated somehow through the Grammy Awards. Did that lead to any other doors for you professionally?
Absolutely, we've got a ton of gigs on that.
That's good. That's great. Well, that's what I was hoping for. Right. I just didn't know how much it actually led to. Monetary value.
But as far as local, people just overlook it though. Like locally, but
let me ask you this then: what are you pushing that out there? Like, are you promoting?
Oh yeah, it's all over my website. Everything.
That's good. That's good. Mm-hmm. The other thing I talked to Chris about this too, was one thing I'm good at is within 5 minutes of meeting me, you're going to know all these things I've done.
That's great, man. I love it.
Whether it's bragging or not, right? But it's because years and years ago, I read this book called Brag. It was The Art of Tooting Your Own Horn Without Blowing It. It made a real big impression on me because it was basically saying, look, if you're starting out in something and you walk into this room and you're hoping to like sell something, these people don't even know what you're selling. They don't know you're the best at whatever. Yep. But there's a way to work that into the discussion without it being so super arrogant. And even sometimes it's arrogant, but it just depends on what the goal is in that relationship. So my point is man, I'd have that tattooed on my forehead.
Yeah, man, it was great, dude, to get that phone call and see that, man. It was great.
Did you go to the Grammys?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I bet
they have different layers, and I kind of busted in there on the bottom tier. Luke Combs was up here, so Luke kind of beat me out that year. But hey, it's to be expected when you're a major.
Hey, you got that? You're there at all? That's impressive.
I made it, man. I made it to the bottom, man. That's good.
No, hey, you're there.
That's good enough for me, man.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously never have a shot to get there. That's great. I don't think I've ever even met anybody that has even been anywhere near a Grammy, much less nominated. Yeah. So that's awesome. Yeah. And and you're right. Lauderdale County should recognize that.
They should recognize that, man. But they kind of got away from that here lately. It seems like we used to do all the festivals, all the fairs, and we used to get calls and do gigs there all the time. And now it's like we don't get any calls anymore. Like, oh well, has been. It's just kind of how it feels sometimes. But
well, I don't know. I don't know that I've seen you or missed you in this little market here, but I know all the people locally that do all this kind of stuff, and I'm sure they'd love to have you. We always want to rotate the acts.
Absolutely, man. That's kind of another reason why we come to Tipton County, man. We're like, you know what? If we can't get any support over there, we're coming to Tipton County.
So Darren Cheney's a buddy of mine that owns 797 Distillery, and he's constantly looking for people to do music on Friday nights. And then I think he's eventually going to do Saturdays also. He's not doing it right now because it's all most all of the Tipton County Covington music scene's right here. Yeah. So then just on the other side of the hill, you get down to what we call the Depot District. It's just down by the railroad tracks. Lisa Keith has a place called Liberty Vintage Marketplace. In the last several years, she's done a Saturday night music thing in the fall. Awesome. So she does that. She calls it Depot Beats. And then, of course, they have the Heritage Festival. I don't know if that's next weekend. I don't know if they're going to have any music or not for that. And then I think the Cellar still has people play some too. I don't know. You have a full band though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you probably
do acoustic stuff too. We do trio, duo, full band, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And you play guitar? I guess you said you strung one up. You play anything else?
Play guitar. Play drums, bass, a little bit of everything.
Cool. Yeah. So my youngest son.
A bit of mandolin every once in a while.
That's interesting. Yeah. What about the dobro?
Man, never learned that. Never learned any of that.
I would think if you could play strings, maybe you could figure that out.
But you probably could. I mean, it's more like slide guitar, like with the little slide and everything. I probably could.
That's an old man. When you hear that sound at all, that's straight up country. To me, that's like late 70s, early 80s country straight up.
Yeah.
Oh, which that's what I was going to tell you. So funny side note. I work out a lot. I go to the gym a lot, and I try to compete now in powerlifting. And anyway, so I lift real heavy weights. Well, sometimes I'll be in there, and these young bucks will be in there. These like teens or 20-year-old kids,
trying to
right?
show off, right?
Well, I'm not really showing off for them.
I'm talking about them. They're trying to show
well,
off.
they maybe, but sometimes they'll come up to me, and I make sure every time I do some big lift that there's a certain song playing. And it really does kind of get me hyped, but I don't think it's because of the lyrics or the song. I think it has something to do with the beat or rhythm in the song, but the funny part is what the song is. So anyway, these 20-somethings will come up, and I'll have some big lift I do, and they're like, man, trying to figure out how can they lift that much. And part of it's just do it consistently for 20 years. But anyway, I'll always go, well, it's because I'm listening to this song. And they're like, what song is it?
Let me find that song.
It's Jolene by Dolly Parton. That's what I listen to. It's Jolene.
Wow.
And so these kids,
a little bit of motivation.
You can see their heads. Yeah. They're like, is that the secret? We should listen to Jolene. But I don't know, something about it. I love it. It gets my alpha waves right.
Let me get off of Bronco Brown here, man.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton here.
Yeah. Have you heard the Jolene where they slowed it down?
I think so. Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. They slow it down, and it sounds like a male voice, but it's a whole different. It's like funky. This whole different vibe.
There's so many versions of that song, man. It's such a great song. So many versions.
Well, talking about songwriting, she wrote that from a place of jealousy. Because she wrote it, Dolly Parton wrote it about Jolene, who was the bank teller at the local bank, and her husband apparently came home and made mention of her, and so she was jealous of Jolene. So Dolly Parton, you would think, and she's still gorgeous, but imagine in the 70s, 60s, 70s, super hot Dolly Parton jealous of the bank teller. It's crazy.
Wow. Well, man, I want to thank you for saving the Ruffin. You mentioned that a little bit
ago.
Oh,
well, I don't know that I saved it. I mean,
it's little things like that, man, make a difference. Believe it or not, I've seen small businesses and things go down. Back in 20 when COVID was a thing, and it's great that you stepped in and helped with that.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. What I wish people would do, and I say this on this podcast all the time. My goal, I'm born and raised right here in Covington. I graduated Covington High School in 97. I went to Crestview that got blown away by the tornado, right? I'm born and raised right here in this town. And then was very blessed early on to get into martial arts, gain some skill in it, and then I got to travel all over the world. So I had a lot of good experiences that a lot of people, I think, locally kind of miss if they just stay in their bubble. But what I realized was, as much as I went everywhere, this is a blessing. This bubble, is a blessing. Ripley, I'm sure, is a bubble, and there's many blessings there that people miss. But what'll happen is if we don't focus to protect that bubble and make it better, it'll go away.
You'll lose it.
And so my goal is for my grandkids to want to live in Covington. And so to do that, we've got to have businesses they want to come to. We got to have entertainment that they want to come see, like you guys. Strong, So I really appreciate you coming to the Ruffin. I don't have any monetary investment in the Ruffin at all, other than our community needs a good theater.
We do so many bars and casinos and like just things that like the normal public, like the youngsters can't come to, like the kids and all that. And we really wanted to do something special, and we were looking for a place to do it, and the Ruffin came up, and we're excited about it.
Now Leanne's from Ripley.
Really?
Which I hold against her all the time. But is that how you got involved, or was there some other contact?
Sure. I think management might have talked to them and got everything lined out.
They've done really well, so I don't know what you know about the background. The Ruffins had ebbs and flows, but it's a nonprofit, and it's managed by a board, and they're all volunteers. Nobody gets paid anything. Yeah. So these people are given of their own time to come and try to keep that place afloat. And Chris Dietschy is now, I think he's the president now. I don't know if you've met him yet.
Yep.
He's the Navy guy.
Awesome guy.
He's clearly a Navy guy.
Yep.
And then Leanne. And then there's several other ones. I know Chris's wife, Dawn, and Dana. There's a bunch of them anyway. I don't want to miss anybody. But they've done a really good job, the current board, of bringing in more acts and exciting acts.
Awesome
like you guys. The fact that you come to Covington.
To do, get to Covington. They got stuff going on every weekend for kids and just all ages shows. It's great. Y'all go check them out.
Speaking of that, you got family? You got kids?
Oh, yeah.
What? How old are they?
My son is 16.
16? Okay, cool. How's that going?
Oh, it's going. He's a terrible 16s right now, but he's aspiring singer. And, he's into the rap thing. He's got a different thing going than what I have, but He's doing pretty good. So
That's cool, man. It's musical still.
yep, it's musical. It's expressive. So it's okay.
So I was a hip hop dancer.
Really?
Yeah, for a little while I was back. Well, if I say a little while, it's like 5 years back in the day. And when I was growing up, my parents listened to the traditional old country music. And going to school every day, Kicks 106 was always on.
Oh yeah.
And then when I got to where I could start doing my own music, I got into the rap and hip hop stuff. Right? And
Yeah.
it was. I mean, I liked it, but I think it was kind of rebellious. And so, I even did the break dancing and the hip hop dance. Yeah, we did. We literally did. So, my point is and then now I, clearly not really doing that. So it's okay. He can figure it out. Yeah. But what I was asking for was, I got 4 kids. Now mine are older than yours. Jude, my youngest, it's the bass player I was talking about, is 20, and then Austin, who's the main one with that band, is 25, fixing to have a kid.
Yeah, I have a 24-year-old daughter too. So.
Oh, okay.
Two grandkids. Well, one grandkid, one on the way.
Oh, you already got grandkids.
Yes.
What do they call you?
Pop.
Pop.
Yeah.
How old are the grandkids?
2 and one on the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
How is that? How was that transition?
It's great, man. That's great.
Makes
you feel older though, for sure.
Because I'm younger, I'm older than you, but I've got my first grandkid will be here next month.
Yeah,
very first one, and that's the whole thing, is trying to figure out what's that mean being a granddad.
Oh man, it's awesome, man. It's just weird. It's different, man. Looking at your children, growing up and becoming adults and building a family. It's awesome to see that.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I think that means you do a good job.
Yeah.
If they do that, if they're not out here. I shouldn't say inappropriate words, but if they're being good citizens.
Yeah,
that's
good.
There you go. As long as they're being a good citizen.
So far, so good. My daughter's actually a pharmacy technician, and she's doing great.
Is she still in Lauderdale
She's
County?
down in Hardeman County.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hardeman.
Yeah.
Well, that's still part of the 25th, although that's a jump.
Yeah.
What is that, Bolivar? Is that
Bolivar?
Bolivar?
Yep, That's it.
We used to go, so I was a deputy for 12 years before I went to law school.
Man, you've done it all.
I've done a lot of stuff. I have done a lot of stuff. Anyway, when I was a deputy, if we had what's called a 603, that's if you go to a scene and you think somebody's crazy or whatever, going to hurt themselves, you can do a 603 emergency mental evaluation.
That'd be me.
So let's hope not. Well, when they do it, we hated doing it because it took so long. But you would take them to the hospital. The local place, PCS, Professional Counseling Services, would do an initial evaluation, and if they deemed they needed some help, we would then have to transport them to Western State out there.
Western State in Bolivar, yeah.
In Bolivar. And it was always a big, long haul. It was usually the middle of the night. I remember that place is scary looking when you pull up on it.
It's haunted, they say, man. It's haunted.
Yeah, that main one, and it looks like it's out of a horror movie. Josh, you really should do like some movies in that old school Bolivar mental institution.
Is it still functioning?
No, I don't think there's anything in the. So what they did is it looks like an old, literally like out of Scooby-Doo horror house, right? You roll up on it, it's got the spires,
big, like 5-story building.
Yeah, and so the main one you see when you pull up, I don't think they're actively using, and then they've built now newer facilities around it.
Yeah. No, I'll go film at it. I don't care. I ain't scared.
Yeah. Hey, some of your haunted buddies might have actually filmed there.
They probably already investigated.
Josh has got all these friend groups, several of them that do like the paranormal investigations
awesome,
and all that. And but anyway, you haven't seen it, Josh?
No, I haven't.
There you go, man. Put it on your bucket list.
Yeah. Hey, it's worth looking at.
That'd be good.
I tell you another thing out that way that my wife and I enjoyed. I can't remember if it's in Hardeman. Maybe it's around there. There's an Amish.
Probably around Whiteville. Probably.
I think it is around Whiteville. There's like an Amish grocery store over there
that's
Mennonite Amish, and they got some good stuff. My wife likes going over there.
Too, man. It's great.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, it's funny out that way how it's like nothing, and all of a sudden there'll be some stuff. Covington likes to think it's some big town, but it's not. It's better than Memphis, I guess.
Yeah. You got some great people here in Covington, though, man. We're excited about coming and doing this show. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. When is it? They give me the date again.
October 18th.
And so, how do they get tickets? They go to the Ruffin site.
Go to the website, my website, mattboonemusic.com. The tickets will be available there up to the day of. And if you happen to purchase them like the week of or something, like go to get them, and we don't have time to mail them out, just pick them up at the box office.
We'll call.
Yep.
And then, assuming it's not sold out, are they able to buy the tickets that night at the Ruffin?
Yep.
Okay. And then. You said kids are welcome to come to it?
Yes, 12 and under, I think, like $10 or something like that.
And it starts, when does it start?
Starts at 7. Concert starts at 7. Doors open at 6. We have like a meet and greet going on. People who bought the meet and greet passes are going to be there a little bit earlier than that. Doors open to the public at 6 o'clock.
Nice. And y'all sign their backs and all that kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah, foreheads and car bumpers, whatever,
Yeah, that's great.
It's all great, man.
Cool. Do y'all have swag and stuff out? Do you have shirts and
Yeah,
CDs and all that?
Unfortunately, with the headliner coming in, due to his contract, we can't do merch that night. But any other time we would, just not that night.
Does he do merch?
Yeah, he'll have some merch.
Oh, okay.
There.
Cool. Well, we'll be around. I can't remember if we're in town or out of town that week in person. I live right over the hill here. So
if
that's
you guys
why
are in town, let me know, man. We'll get you guys some media passes. Come on down.
Oh, I appreciate that. Josh over there is usually the only one that wiggles in some kind of media pass to go. Everywhere he goes, he's got a media pass.
Oh, I got you, man.
I get access to like everything now.
Yeah.
And then I have to pay. So
That's right. Yeah.
Make your brother pay for it.
yeah. Cool. All right, Matt. Well, I appreciate you being on the show.
Yes.
Tell them one more time where they can find you.
Find me at mattboonemusic.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff.
Nice. Well, it was really nice meeting you. You seem like a nice
you
fellow,
too.
man. I wish you the best.
Yep, you too,
and we'll most likely come see you. My wife, like I said, we literally live right over the hill.
Absolutely.
And we
Looking
always
forward to
enjoy coming over there and enjoying some good music. And I'm shocked I hadn't met you yet. That's a great accomplishment to be even nominated on the Grammys. So congratulations on that.
And that is, mention one more thing real quick. The
Yeah.
song Main Street Heaven spent 7 weeks at #1
That's awesome.
on the Christian Country Countdown.
So where would they, if I want to listen to that, can I just look it up?
YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah.
And it'll be up.
YouTube.
Well, we'll check it out. Matter of fact, Josh can stick a link in the
Man, that's
video
an
so they
awesome
can check
song.
it out.
Y'all check it out.
Cool. And I mean, it might strike home for us, especially now knowing the root of where it
I
came from.
guarantee it will, man. It's it basically tells a story about my dad and my family and all of us growing up, and just kind of put that into a song, man. Put my emotions into a song, and it just turned out awesome, man.
Nice. Well, I'll listen to that, and then you go do heavy deadlifts listening to Jolene.
I'm gonna do that, man. I'm gonna try.
Cool. All right. Well, Matt Boone, thank you for joining us. Thank you guys for watching too. As always, like, follow, subscribe to the podcast and all the social media stuff we got. Please check us out on YouTube. We're trying to get the YouTube numbers up a little bit. And then, as I mentioned before, if you're looking to buy, sell, rent, lease real estate, you can check out Michelle Allen. She's your go-to Cry-Like realtor in the area and has been a longtime friend and sponsor of our show. So please give her a holler. And then, as I mentioned, if you want to learn to jump and kick and punch, you can come train with literally world champion martial artist at masonsmartialarts.com. We've been open since 1993, and we have a school in Covington and in Millington, Tennessee. And then Jam Books and Records has got lots of books, records, signed memorabilia. We might be able to get some Matt Boone stuff in there. We'll see. And comic books, you can come check us out. It's located on the square in Covington, open Monday through Saturday. And then Holistic Healthcare and Hormones, my wife, Madeline, and Dr. Laura will both be glad to get you on the road to super health. Just check out the website. And then if you want some direction on marketing plans, websites, all that kind of stuff, video editing, just visit masonitemarketing.com. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. Make sure you go check Matt and them out at the Ruffin Theater. Support all the local stuff. Hope you have a good week. Keep kicking. Thanks for watching, guys. Just remember that this is not legal advice or investment advice or business advice. This is for fun and entertainment purposes only.